Simon, the Saudi Pro League yesterday in Paris in numbers to sign up Neymar. So off he goes. He's the latest recruit. In fact, he's not, because this morning another recruit, this time from Manchester City, 29-year-old Aymeric Laporte, heads to Al Nassr. Mm-hmm. They're continuing to mop up, aren't they?
And they will do. I mean, I think the PSG guys are thrilled to get rid of Neymar. I think they would have sent him around in a cab for 100 million quid, get rid of his particular brand of baggage that's not served it particularly well at PSG, or certainly achieved its potential. Yes, you're going to keep on hearing about Saudi. You're going to keep on hearing about them signing players, because evidently and clearly they have a desire to make something significant in their league. It doesn't alter the landscape of the fact that they're still going to have a very hard task and a significant amount of time to get anywhere near the relevance, the significance, the quality, the recognition, the tribalism, the emotive reaction that the Premier League and the European leagues have. But let them go. Let them go.
You see, I think they're becoming more and more relevant with each passing day, Danny, with each big name signing. All of a sudden, they will not be content just to play Al Hilal against Al Nassr. That, fine for now, but much further down the line, they're knocking on the door. Well, they want into the Champions League.
Yeah, the problem is with that is they'd have to adhere to some sort of financial play, wouldn't they, in the end, to try and get to that level, which then takes away their power, because their only power is money.
Absolutely right.
And then all of a sudden, it will for a long time, it'll be a retirement home for big players near the end and mediocre players who can't play at the big clubs.
Yeah, but Ruben Neves by no means mediocre. Is Jordan Henderson mediocre? Is Sadio Mane mediocre?
They're at the end. It's the last payday, but Neves is in mid-20s. None of the big clubs wanted him. He's not playing Champions League. He's playing for Wolves. He's a middle-of-the-road Premier League player who's a decent footballer.
What was the trajectory that Oscar went on?
Exactly.
26, 27 years out of Chelsea.
It's
out of a big
totally different now, Simon.
Well,
what
you will always
in China won't happen
Jim,
here.
you will always have a group of players at whatever age you will follow the money rather than legacy and the passion and intensity of football. But the majority of footballers, I think, are in it for the right reasons and want to be part of something special. Again,
I make the point, and only time will tell this. The relevance of players,
I agree with that,
has a significance to a certain degree, but the clubs themselves and what goes behind the clubs and the culture of the clubs and the tribalism of the clubs and the value of those clubs and the legacy of those clubs will not be superseded by a bunch of mercenaries running around in the desert for a couple of years, drawing attention that the media are slavering over. But the reality of it is, it will become what it has always become, which is a league that people will have intrigued to some degree. Right now, it's a lot of noise. And you know what makes a lot of noise? Empty vessels. They've got lots of money. But when it comes down to the value and the substance of football, they're going to have a bugger's muddle to turn that into a league of real significance. We'll see.
You'll if it was free to air for everybody to watch, you wouldn't get many viewers after a few weeks.
Well, there's somebody telling me he watched the Saudi League at the weekend, wasn't impressed by the football fair that was on show. But I do think, Simon, it's early days.
I mean, look, on the flip side of the argument, you've got a certain section of the media now turning around. Oh, they only got 18,000 in the other day. They've got a stadium of 26,000. They're gonna have both ends of the spectrum. You're going to have people slavering over. Oh, look at this, look at what's going on over here. This is going to be really significant. And you've got other people that are going to critically evaluate from a different perspective, going, well, look at the state of it. The football ain't that good. There's a few mercenaries that are over there kicking the ball around in certain teams that no one's ever heard of, and you've not got stadiums that are fully engaged right now. That will change.
The strong point about the Premier League and why it sells is because of the quality and intensity of the games, which is created partly by the crowd. So when you're a footballer, you have to play to your best and as high and to a higher level as possible with super intensity, because it's demanded from you by the tribalism of the crowd you play in front of. When you go out there and play, it's nearly, if not impossible, to self-motivate yourself to play at a level that is attractive to the world watching from afar. Hence the fact, I say, when you start watching that level of football, irrelevant of how many superstars are there, you won't have the intensity, you won't have the passion, you won't have the audience. I'm telling you.
Let me tell you, the intrigue is this, Jim.
Go on.
Is if the Middle Eastern guys can bring financial fair play to bear And what I mean is break it and suddenly decide that the UEFAs of the world say, actually, we believe that financial fair play isn't actually required. We believe in capitalism. We believe that actually you should be able to invest in whatever football club, whichever way you want. But by definition, if you can't beat them, join them. If that becomes the mentality, then you've got a different landscape being prevailing. But I don't think it will be, because I don't think the powerhouses in European football, whether it's Javier Tebas in Spain or whether it's other people in Italy, are going to sit there and just sit back and go, oh, okay then, let's just let the Saudis take over football and decide what football looks like going forward. And you can have as much
spend what they want.
You can have as much money as you want,
like Chelsea are doing.
Well,
let them spend what they want.
But no, because if Chelsea, if the financial fair play governance is going to have the teeth, and the legislation is going to...
if.
Well, there's no reason to suggest that it isn't. Rules are being changed. People are having their minds concentrated. Premier League are going after Manchester City for 115 breaches. If Chelsea do not meet financial fair play, if that fella yesterday is right that they're heading on for a conflict to try and break that financial fair play model and take the consequences of it, then it's incumbent upon financial fair play and the mouthpieces like Ceferin to go, that'll do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start throwing you out of leagues. We're going to start throwing you out of Europe. And it will soon concentrate the minds of people like Todd Bowley.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.